All right, so I thought I'd address this real quick. My hero, the strongest hero, right? So you guys know this is a game that came out. I want to say give or take three, maybe going on a month. It has just been under fire. There's been so many things wrong with the game. The dev team is just not, all that good. It's just been through a lot in the past. I don't even know if it's been a month, but it's just been through a lot since it released on global. So the biggest thing that came from, the game that's a problem, I guess you could say, is Endeavor. Now, this is something that no gotcha game should ever do. In fact, it's just something that no game in general should ever do, right? So if you guys aren't familiar with what's happening to the game, right? Endeavor dropped on global a couple days ago, and he was supposed to be very, very good. Now, when they released him on global, he was just very, very mid. He didn't have what he was supposed to have from the other versions. Now, here's the thing. They false advertised with one skill. I can't remember entirely what it is, so my apologies. But I believe he had a skill that healed him for 22%, I believe, per hit. Then on global, they released it to 2%. They released it by, just false advertising. It was very, very bad what they did. So no game should ever do that, right? So we're gonna read this letter that they released for the players that still play the damn game. But basically, it's kind of just not a good apology. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wouldn't even call this an apology. I would more so call this like just a way to save face, right? So here we go. We would like to begin this letter with an appreciation for the love and support you showed the game. It took a few days to organize all the feedback regarding Endeavor. So, again, talking about Endeavor here, and entirely discuss the issue at hand. For that, we appreciate your patience. We read all your comments and acknowledged that Endeavor release was not as expected. However, we had never intended for the players to think that he would be the same as the previous version of the game released in other regions. Okay, so right off the bat, that's terrible because no, they never said that, but they never explicitly stated that he was going to be changed either, at least to my knowledge. So they never explicitly said that he was going to be changed. You cannot do that. You cannot say we never intended for the players to think, but we never really released a statement saying he would be modified or quote unquote balanced, right? You can't do that. That's terrible marketing, and to be honest, it's their fault. Right here, this is pretty much saying we're not at fault, the players are. So why would you do this? I don't understand. It makes no sense to me. I don't even understand what you thought was going to happen from stating that. So it was completely idiotic that they did that. I really questioned the devs after that statement right there. And then it says, based on the data and feedback gathered from the previous versions, we have had the chance to make adjustments in the global versions for a more balanced gameplay environment. So like I said, you can't do that. You can't just not state you're going to change them for balancing without stating you're going to balance the character. It's mind-blowing that even like we know that. How does a corporate company know this? I don't understand. It's completely mind-blowing to me. And Endeavor's changes were one of the many that were made in the game. What else was made in the game? We sincerely apologize that it was not made clear beforehand. Yeah, you probably should have stated this, right, in the beginning of your letter. And you probably shouldn't have stated this right here, blaming the player base. You probably should have just started off with, hey, dear agents, we sincerely apologize that it was not made clear beforehand that Endeavor would be changed. We apologize. Why would you start off with something so controversial? I don't understand. I don't understand. However, with that being said, we also want the players to know that they are being heard. Well, yeah, after, so many people just, basically boycotting, deleting, refunding. We'll get to the refund part in a second. Refunding, etc., etc. Now they're being heard. As the game is large and many parties are involved with its development, responses are not always quick. But yet they can respond to Twitter posts, but they can't respond to the actual game development. Right. Interesting. Not to mention that this time when there's a major complaint, right? So you can answer Twitter responses at the speed of fucking light, but you can't respond to the major complaints that's hurting your game at the speed of light. What sense does that even make? I don't even understand that logic. So responses are not always quick, but yet I can sit there and respond to Twitter posts, yet I can't respond to, the actual thing that's hurting my game, that's making me lose out on, interest, that's making the devs lose out on income. Because at the end of the day, the player base is their income. So it doesn't matter, right? They should always have time to respond to a major complaint. Maybe, maybe not as quick, but definitely quicker than what they have been. It's insane. So with player feedback, we are currently evaluating potential adjustments to Endeavor. Maybe, hear me out, maybe you should switch him back to the way he was. Who would have thought? As we move forward, we hope to continue to balance and change our mini characters for the best possible gaming experience for you all. So maybe, right? Just hear me out, My Hero Academia, the strongest hero devs. Maybe you should release a statement when you change a character, besides, not addressing the issue to your community and then having them refund the money, because at the end of the day, you false advertised. So refunds are going to happen. It's just how it is. We would also like to apologize for the confusion and that the incorrect text mentioning HP restoration on the Endeavor support card banner, which has been already corrected. So I'm not sure what that was, but apparently players are going to be compensated for it. So I guess look forward to that, unless you already got compensated. Lastly, during this period, some players abused the refund system and have forced our hand to make bans for their large number of malicious refunds. No. Right? So here's the thing. Some people can see this as abusing the refund system, but why would you not want your money back when you false advertise? Why would people not want a refund when you false advertise something in game, right? This is no different from like when you purchase clothes at a store and they false advertise the brand, right? Let's say it's a Nike company, right? And then they advertise it as a Nike shirt. And then you end up getting the shirt, going to the store, and you see that it has Adidas marking on it, right? You don't look at the Nike symbol, right? But it has an Adidas symbol because you would assume it's Nike, right? And then it's an Adidas symbol on it, right? That's stupid. That's actually stupid. Or, for example, another one, you go to McDonald's, you're expecting, a burger from McDonald's, right? A Mc whatever, right? And then you get a Whopper. What the fuck? Like, it's so stupid. It's so stupid that it's come to this, but it's like you false advertise, players want their money back. It is what it is. You messed up. It's your fault. It's not the player's fault. It's your fault. And then for the overwhelmingly majority of players, we thank you for your integrity and appreciate your patience while we prepare to respond to your feedback. We will give updates on Endeavor's stats adjustment. Please pay close attention to our subsequent announcement. This was just a shit show of a letter. It wasn't even, again, in my eyes, this was not an apology. This was just a way to save face. It was a terrible way to save face because literally Twitter, like my timeline is just flooded with this game, what's happening to it. It's insane, right? So at the end of the day, they messed up. Refunds are happening. You basically can't change that now because of the fact that they refunded. And a lot of people that refunded are quitting the game. If you're gonna, ban them for refunding their money for when you falsely advertise, it is what it is. Your game's dead. Don't know what else to say. Again, just wanted to make this quick little video because I know a lot of people are either confused, upset, angry, quitting the game. So these are just my thoughts on it. I think they messed up big time. They never should have changed Endeavor without, telling the player base. That was literally the most the most dumb move I could think of right now, right? It was just terrible that they did that. They definitely should have released a statement saying that they were gonna nerf or change Endeavor for quote unquote balancing reasons. This never would have happened if they literally would have just been more vocal with the community. It never would have happened. But I digress. I'm leaving it at that. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about this whole ordeal. Leave a like for the algorithm. You guys already know. As always, I will see you next time.